Thought we'd go live with this one because we went out and did something today. Um, Now, you may or may not know, this channel does a lot with the Yamaha TW200 and have always wanted to know, or always wanted to do, hey, maybe, just maybe, we should do some sort of build with the TW, right? So, might have done something. We've got two TWs already. So we went and found, I went to buy another one, and come to find out that the seller wasn't all that great, and that sale didn't turn out. So let me show you what we did end up with. Gonna turn this camera around here a little bit. There we go. A 1989 Yamaha TW200 basket case. So found this one about an hour north of me, and the kid that had it was sitting in his shop and had it up on the stand, had all the parts labeled and all sorts of stuff. So thought, you know what, why not pick up a project TW? So we've got the one back there, the other one in there too. Let me show you what that came with, or what that bike came with. So we've got one of the cycle racks, rear rack, and hey, what's going on, Ninja Mechanic? Good to see you. This stock seat, we got the air box down there. Well, yeah, there's a seat foam right there. There's a brand new seat cover. I don't know.
That's the old seat.
Yeah, that is kind of the old seat on there. And then it came with a whole bunch of parts. So we got some of the side panels. We got the headlight nacelle. We've got the rear tail. Now, this was one thing that kind of irked me just a little bit. Not even irked me, but I was kind of disappointed because I think the black and red is one of the best stock colors that Yamaha did with the TW. So I was kind of really sad to see that whoever had bought this before this guy, he was buying a whole bunch of stock parts for it, and he ended up going with white plastics instead of the black and the red. I don't know if they just weren't available or what, but there we go. So he got that, and like I said, the headlight nacelle. The stock fender is black on this one. I know, they're going to be filled up, but you see those two right there? They're going to be helping me a lot with it also. So I'm going to be, hopefully they are going to be learning with me on how to do this one, Ninja Mechanic. So they're going to learn, quite a bit how to do this as well. Now, the other thing with this, I asked the guy, I'm like, hey, did you have the tank for it? And he's like, yeah, I've got the tank. So I was pretty stoked because, like I said, I like the white and the black and the red. And let's see, there's the airbox, the stock lead acid battery that's probably going to go away, and then we had a whole bunch of parts in here. So true basket case, but the cool, like I said before, the guy that we picked this up from had it all organized and laid out, and I just had to throw it in the Suburban real quick to bring it back. So I'm probably going to spill this. There we go. So this tote had parts in it too. And he's like, yeah, I have the tank for it. Well, this is the tank that I was given. And I'm pretty sure that's the Clark tank that comes with it. Or I mean that you can get. The 2.4 gallon if I'm not mistaken. So kind of bummed that it didn't have the stock black and red tank on there. But it will have a little bit bigger tank when we get started. So cool thing is I've got a couple of those hanging in there on the garage wall, the stock headlights. I do have another set of bars. I do have a set of grips. Probably, oh yeah, and it comes with, let me show you all the dash up here. So it looks like whoever had it upgraded the turn signal indicator, but there's also a new odometer on here. So I have no idea how many miles this thing has on it, because the stock speedometer is gone. So I was like, oh, dang it. But does it need engine work? You know what? Honestly, I don't know. I really don't. And that's one thing I'm kind of worried about. I like really not 100% sure. That's not even the stock freaking shifter on there. So I'm hoping it doesn't, but I'm not saying that it's not going to, because it just might. But it does have the kickstart, and the shaft is there, so that's high hopes. The oil, I mean, that sucker's freaking full. But even the color in there, looks like the color's not black. So I don't know if whoever had it had recently changed the oil in it. So, I mean, I could be hopeful that way. Obviously, I'm going to change that out, get that done. The thing that I want to try very first is to get it up and going, or at least get it to turn over and see if we can't find out what I got myself into. So, all the electrical, I mean, the main wiring harness is there. In those boxes is all the electrical components that are going to go along with it. So this is going to be quite a bit of a project. We'll see what goes or what comes of it. I'm probably going to do quite a bit of Bradley Performance parts on here. I will be going with the rear disc brake. And since this has the drum front, I might be doing the front disc conversion as well. Seeing what they've got there. Partial to red and yeah. So yeah. Snap, this one, this one's going to be pretty interesting to get into. So I've got a guy here in town, actually. Let me show you. I've got a guy here in town that does powder coating. So I might pull the engine and go have the frame re-powder coated. And this says that it was made in December of '88. Let me show you the VIN right here, if we can. Oh, I can't. Yeah, there we go. 12 of '88. So it is the '89 model. Planning on doing anything radical. Define radical. Because I'm not, I mean, yeah. What do you mean by radical? Because I've honestly thought about building this one into kind of like a mountain hunting machine. So not so much for the road, but more of just like ready to tame the hills. So going out there into those ones out there, or even going up into, oh, you can't really see it, but those ones back over in there. So something that'll just get us up into the hills quite a bit, I think, easier, I guess, than the TW.
Are you going to put handguards on it?
Am I going to put handguards on it? Yes.
You should get red ones.
Red handguards instead of black and red ones?
Yeah.
But those are like a fire engine red. Those are kind of goofy looking red.
You're like
No, 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 no. So while we were picking this up, the guy had these two little bikes right here too. They're basically like a weed eater on wheels. So the boys got all sorts of excited about those. So I'm going to let them fix those up because I don't want to. But what?
How do we get this little part out? We tried to pull it out, but I think there's something blocking it.
I don't know. We'll look at it in just a minute. Major engine upgrades, huge gear. Yes. So, what I'm thinking of, well, I want to find out really what the engine's doing beforehand. But before I do anything major to that, well, yeah, before I do anything major to it, I want to find out if it's good, if it's, if there's any issues. And then if there are any issues, that's when the engine mods come in, because you got to tear into it anyway, so you might as well do a few more things to it, right? At least that's my thought process on it. But as far, I think I might do the Bradley bigger, good night, the big wheel kit on the back and maybe even on the front. Just check and see. I think this one's going to be maybe more for the mountains. Do up the suspension, so like if I do take it hunting or whatever, it's ready to pull out deer, elk, whatever it may be. So I have thought about going definitely with a bigger sprocket if I do the big wheel kit on there. So that's kind of more what I'm leaning towards right now. Before I do any major engine work, like I said, I just want to see how the engine is and see what we find there. So that's what the plan is so far on that one. And then I don't know, what else you guys think we could add to it. I don't know where those chain adjusters came from, but those are kind of cool looking. A little bit on the interesting side. I've never seen those for the TW before. So if I'm going to be going in the mountains, I might keep the stock exhaust. I'm wondering how this one's doing. And if I'm not mistaken, yeah. So this is the TAC Industries rear tail light. The only reason I know that is because I've got it right here on this one too. I love that thing. That has been awesome. That is from TAC Industries out of Arizona, and that looks like it's going to be the same one. So anyways, just thought I'd give you an update on what is going on with a new project, TW200. It will take a lot of work, a lot of patience. But yeah, if there's any ideas on what you guys want to see or what you want, like as far as, I really do think I'm leaning more towards the heavier into the hill country stuff. So not so much for the road, but more for the mountains. But that's what I'm looking at. So put in the comments down below what you'd like to see with this one, if you've got any ideas. And this is going to be a build series. I am going to start building this TW200 and just seeing, one, what the engine's doing, and then two, what other mods we can do. So questions, comments, put those down below. Thank you all for joining me on this one, and we will see you in the next one. Matt with MOBStreet, thanks for watching.